Another thing that I'm going to bring up is the notion of gaslighting. Um, there's a guy that dropped this here. Okay. So I'm going to read you the story. They say that when you point your finger at somebody, there's always three pointing back. So this is a interesting story. A warning, maybe? I don't know. Let me put it up on the screen for you. Nope. Yep, there it is. So this guy left this comment on the community tab of the Entrepreneurs and Cars page. I'll just read it to you. It says, I dated this one woman in my early 20s, absolutely fell in love with her. On the 4th year of dating, she started accusing me of cheating. It was very stressful because I wasn't. How many of you guys have dated a chick and she started accusing you of cheating, pointing the finger at you? Remember, when somebody does this, there's three fingers pointing back at them, okay? It was stressful because I wasn't. If you're not doing anything and she's accusing you of doing something, I would start digging through some shit and getting ready to untie this relationship. Just saying. She then broke up by text. That's when I learned what heartbreak was. It's an awful feeling when you go there the first time. I'm going to explain why women get over heartbreak a lot faster than men do after I read this. Anyways, come to find out, the months after, one of her female friends who liked me started telling me everything that was going on with my ex. The interesting thing about evidence, I learned this in a lawsuit. One of the first lawsuits that I got involved with that I had to deal with, I don't know, 20 years ago maybe or something like that. My lawyer said at the time, evidence always finds a way of coming to you for the most part. Evidence always finds a way of coming to you. So if anybody's ever crossed you, pissed down your back and told you it's raining, the evidence will probably come your way. You generally don't have to go looking for it. This is what happened to this guy. Female friends who like me started telling me everything. Apparently, she had started seeing some other guy a month before dumping me. Shocking, right? For context, he was older and had more money than me at the time. Shocking, right? Monkey branches up to a better guy. This is the betrayal that women do. She deceives this guy for, it says a month. It could have been longer. She deceives this guy for a period of time while she's checking out the other guy that she's trying to monkey branch to that's more influential, that's richer. Again, betrayal, cheating, very different things. Started telling me everything was going. So she's obviously seeing this guy. They're dating. They're going out. They're forming a romantic bond. Again, women form these bonds. Men don't need to. That's why men can spin plates and they don't have any emotional attachment issues. Whereas when women do it, they have huge issues with it, right? Everything. Apparently, she started seeing some other guy. But the guy was actually married with a kid. My ex didn't know. The wife of the guy came to my ex's place. She still lived with her mother and confronted her. About 3 weeks passed by, and the ex calls me thinking that he doesn't know what happened. She tried to get back with me. I'm not going to lie, I did smash a couple of times, but realized I wasn't looking for a relationship after that. She asked me, "What are we?" I started laughing and said, "I don't know, friends." She said, "Friends don't bang." I said, "I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? We were together once as a couple, and couples don't bang outside of the relationship." That's why you cannot forgive a woman if she steps out on you. You just can't. She formed a bond with a guy that she thought was better than you, and now she wants to come back and reconcile? Have some dignity, man. I started laughing, okay? Started crying. I honestly felt bad in my mind. I couldn't understand how she thought we were going to go back to a relationship after what she did. This is the mental retardation, okay? Like this is the level of delusion that women operate within, is they think that they can go and cheat on you with a married dude like she didn't know, right? Cheat on you with a married dude. That doesn't work out. And then try to come back to you and be like, "Well, I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake. I'd like to come back to you." Not knowing what it is that she did, right? I thought she knew. She stopped talking. Sorry. So I stopped talking to her as much as I could. Then her friends started to call me to get back with her. I told them that she did some didn't. I told them what she did. Some didn't know. Okay. I finally seen her one last time where she was looking for a relationship. And I said, "Okay, that's cool. Best of luck." She said she wanted to be with me. I said I couldn't do that in the future. Appreciate the person that loves her. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Apparently she didn't learn that because a couple of years later, she called me from an unknown number late at night saying she was going to get married. But if there's a chance between me and her, she would take it. Oh my God. What a 304. Garden tools, right? saying she was going to get married. There's a chance between. See, women do this routinely. They routinely do this. There's a notion in bachelorette parties called the dancing bear. Look it up. It is not a myth. It is not an urban legend. I had a male stripper on one time for a 90-minute podcast. You can dig through my podcast history. I'm sure you can find it. And he did the whole dancing bear routine. And all that really means is you go to a bachelorette party where they're getting ready for the wedding in the next few days. All the gals get together. You know, you think that they're going to get their nails done or some shit. If there's strippers there, the dancing bear happens. And this is when the stripper will bang your fiance before she gets married to you. This is how women are. This is how nefarious things can get. Okay. Again, I'm only speaking from experiences, people that I've talked to, people that have shared this sort of information. Anyway, so this chick said that she's going to get married if there's a chance. She would take it. I told her, no, be happy, enjoy your rest of life. Congratulations. I look back now and I dodge a massive bullet. These stories are everywhere, guys. They're all over the internet. They're all over the internet. Again, when a woman starts accusing you, you should start asking questions, especially if you're not doing anything. Really start asking some questions. Have you heard of the notion of war brides? I talked about it in my book. Guys, if you haven't read the Unplugged Alpha, the second edition is available. It's a great holiday gift for family and friends. It really is. The language has been cleaned up and still able to deliver a strong message to wake people up. But the language has been cleaned up so it's not as harsh for people that get easily rubbed the wrong way by cold hard truths. They're still cold hard truths. They're just a little bit warmer cold hard truths. Anyway, the second edition is out there. So the notion of war brides is a phenomenon that's been observed throughout history when conquering armies will roll in, they'll acquire whatever they want, the horse, the oxen, fighting, material. They'll take the men and the boys of fighting age and they'll put them either in slavery or they'll kill them off. The women and the girls are preserved as war brides, and they very, very comfortably move from their tribe. Let's just say Lothar of the Hill people is running a tribe with 100 villagers on the hill, Lothar's Hill. And the Romans come in. Doesn't matter if it's the Romans, if it's the Vikings, if it's the Greeks, if it's the Persians, if it's the Ottomans. Doesn't matter what empire it was. Lothar, the Hill people, is now either dead or put in slavery, and so are his brothers, his cousins, and his sons. So what's left now? The women and the girls. What do you think the warring army did with all the women and girls? They made them their brides and they had babies with them, right? Because women had value to them, right? And what interestingly happened was all of these women would warmly embrace their conquerors, which you'd think is counterproductive and absolutely crazy, but it's happened over and over again throughout history. As recently as World War II, there's accounts of French, Dutch, all of these women, as the German armies rolled into their countries, the men went into hiding because they were either going to get killed or put into slavery camps. So they'd go in the sewers or they'd go and hide or whatever. The men would basically disappear and the women would now embrace their conquerors and they would sleep with them and have children with them. One of the things that the Dutch did, I think it was the Dutch, after World War II ended, was they marched all the women that betrayed the Dutch people and were banging the German soldiers. They marched them into the city squares and they shaved their heads to embarrass them, right? Because they behaved as war brides. So the notion of war brides exists and has existed throughout history. It didn't even matter if it was 250,000 years ago. Go back 1,000,000 years ago, and some random half monkey, half human evolving through history dies when he's out hunting saber-toothed tigers or mammoths or giant cave bears and doesn't come back. Well, what do you think his woman or women in the tribe or the village had to do then? She had to find the next guy. So she would just monkey branch over to the next guy and forget about the dude that got slaughtered by the saber-toothed tiger, quick enough. And that's why women can move on faster than men. Men suffer. Look, I've suffered. I've seen lots of men suffer. I've heard women go, it's so painful and it hurts and you don't understand. No, you don't understand what men go through when they are betrayed by a woman that they invest in their heart, their soul, their blood, their sweat, and their tears. Women will never understand the sacrifices that men make for them. They just won't. Men don't expect them to. It's cool. Feature, not a bug. That's why women survive. That's why women, are able to move from dude to dude. She's widowed. Dude dies from her saber-tooth tiger, war and tribe. Doesn't matter what happened, whatever it happens to be, she's able to move on and move on quickly. Women are very good at it. They're adapted to it. Men, not so much. We would usually die or just suffer like bitches, essentially. So that's why you see women get over breakups a lot faster. So as hurt as they are, and in their feelings at the time, that's right. That's how they feel. They have no comprehension whatsoever because they're solipsism. They can't see the male experience. I can see both the male and the female experience. I don't know, maybe with the exception of Esther Perel, I don't know any woman that I've seen speak on these matters, speak with the level of conviction and empathy and understanding that exists in knowing the differences between how men and women behave when it comes to cheating and stepping out and betrayal and all that sort of stuff. So again, that's why women get over it a lot faster than men. They've just adapted to, like they had to. They couldn't sit there and sulk like a little bitch. I've seen men take a year not sleeping properly, curled up in a little ball, crying like a little bitch, like hoping that things will come back or they can find some way to rekindle or whatever. It's sad. Like it's sad. It's pathetic. I've done it too. So I'm not sitting there pointing fingers saying, it's just you guys. We've all done it. We've all done it, especially when you're plugged in. Like when you're plugged into comforting lies and society's bullshit, we all do it. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.